We have a few announcements. I cannot believe it is the last week in August. It's craziness. And I know a lot of us are coming off of an awesome weekend. Mary, we kind of had a team weekend at my parents' house on the Mississippi River. So where a lot of us are really tired, we had a lot of fun, laughed a ton, played lots of games, all that fun stuff. So if you are kind of on the struggle bus today, I am too, but thank goodness for Energize. It's a saving grace. Okay, so what you need to know is a flash sale or back to school flash sale is going to be next Monday. So a week from today, August 31st. If you have never done a flash sale, I will post more information of what it's all about later in our team page later this week. This is something that is built off momentum. It's not something you need to start talking about right now. It's something that I probably won't post about in my stories or in an actual post until like this weekend, because it's just, it's that sense of urgency is what gets people to say, oh, I better jump on this sale. So it's nothing you need to know right now, but you want to start thinking ahead of, of getting a post ready, and I'll help you craft those out as the week goes on. But use that to leverage to lock in August Success Club if that's not in the bag yet, or to start off September with a bang. We kind of put it at the end of the month. So if you haven't hit Success Club yet, like utilize that. Or you can tell your ladies like, hey, I'm going to honor this flash sale until September 1st, the next day, and get started off with a bang. We are going to have a team-wide 3-day refresh post Labor Day weekend, so that is something you want to start talking about now so people can get their orders in. Of course, sometimes not everyone starts at the same time, and that's the beautiful thing about the 3-day refresh, but we are going to have a group specific to it that we can plug people in and just do it together. And then the last thing is this Thursday is the very last day to lock in Diamond or Star Diamond for our Florida retreat in November. So if you're pushing for that, this Thursday, August 27th is when you want to have that rank locked in, and then we're going to have to hold for those 6 weeks, which we have, again, that flash sale, the Labor Day weekend, post 3-day refresh thing going on. So we'll all work together and help you do that. So we have an awesome guest speaker. Mary is the Central Region mentor, and she and I have been working super close this year. And you're going to hear from her in a second. She just radiates joy, and the passion she has for this business is very obvious right from the get-go. She works very closely with a lot of thriving coaches, and she's here to talk to us about the road to elite. So our team, a lot of you guys know, we hit elite last year, and then we just locked it in this last month. But that is also kind of like, I know it just kind of goes over your head, because I know it did for when my coach Megan was hitting elite. I knew I played a role in it, but you don't really start paying close attention to those things until you're chasing after it. And I know some of you might not be chasing after it, but they have this program in place for a reason. And I want ask Mary to come on to kind of break it down for us. What is it? What do we need to know about it? There's a point system. So what are these points that you need to kind of focus on? Because I know some of you are shooting for Premier this year. I know some of you are shooting for Elite, which is super exciting. And we've done it, so I know all of us can do it. So Mary, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to you and mute myself, and let's get started. And we'll have questions at the end, just so you guys know. And just know, Mary, like, we are big. We blow the chat section up. So just a heads up, like, we're going to be chatting the whole time.
Awesome. And I will definitely get distracted. So I'm kind of like, squirrel, let's go. What's happening over here? So if I go off on a tangent, feel free to be like, whoa, redirect, girlfriend. You can totally do that. So thank you so much, you guys, for having me tonight. I absolutely love team calls. I love it because, like Brooke said, I get to work with her, and she talks so highly of each and every one of you. So now that I get to see your faces, it kind of brings it full circle to me. So I absolutely love it. So thank you for taking time out of your night to be with me and with Brooke and with your team. It's absolutely incredible. And I have to kind of apologize for my weird out room. I think that's my laundry basket right there. mom life. My kids are downstairs watching TV and they're like, no, we're not going to turn the TV off. So I was like, peace out. I'm going to go be with my girls. So a little bit about me. Actually, first question, Brooke, how much time do we have? Because I tend to like ramble.
Okay. We really don't have a time limit. Our calls go from like 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay, perfect. We will not go over an hour, promise. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need to rush or anything. So a little bit about me. I'm a single mom of 3 boys. They all started school this week. My oldest started his senior year. He's 17. Yeah. My middle son started 9th grade. So he's in his first year of high school. And then my little one, he's 12. He started his first day of 7th grade, which is the first grade in junior high here. And when I went to go pick him up at school today, it said class of 2026. And I was like, just a sec. I can't, y'all. Like, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough day. So my history with Beachbody goes back to those kids. I had had my 3rd baby and I was like, okay, man, I got to do something. I got to, story as old as time. I got to get this baby weight off. I want my body back. And I saw this P90X infomercial thing. And my neighbor down the street was like, oh yeah, totally. I'll hook you up. And he gave me burnt discs. So my first program was P90X, pirated. So I didn't pay for it. Don't tell Carl, okay, please. But I did that program and I fell in love with it. I felt so empowered. The things that he was having me do, and I would wake up and I'd be sore. And then I started teaching Turbo Kick, and I taught Turbo Kick for like 6 years. I also did Insanity, and I was doing these programs, and my friend, she was like, you should do a half marathon with me. And I was like, first of all, I don't run. Second of all, you're high. Like, I'm not running. And enter now, I could say like, I have a program for that. I'll start with 30-day breakaway, right? Carl's a genius. But she was like, yes, you can. Can't you do turbo for like 2 hours? And I was like, I could do that mess all day long because Shalene and I were best friends. And of course I could do it. So she's like, if you could do turbo for 2 hours, you can do a half marathon. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll run a half marathon with you. Well, then I became a runner. And if anybody knows anything about distance running, it's not if you get injured, it's when. It's always there, right? Because I didn't have 30-day breakaway. I didn't know how to run properly, right? That's why we have this program. So I got injured, couldn't do anything impact anymore. And I was like, well, I used to swim in high school. I'll just hop in the pool. And I didn't suck at it, guys. Like, I thought I was going to really suck at it, but I got fast again and it was good. But then it was like, okay, my hair is wet all day, every day. I smell like the pool. This is awful. So then I was like, okay, I'll switch between the pool and the bike. Well, I'm not sure if you guys know where this is going, but within months, I became a triathlete. So I was running less distance, but I was swimming and biking at the same time. And the reason that I tell you this is because and I get emotional, I'm really sorry. It started with P90X because that guy, that crazy guy was like, you can do anything. You do your best and forget the rest. And I was like, I am going to do my best, Mr. Tony Horton, and I'm going to forget the rest. And then, I'm crossing these finish lines at these races, and I can trace it back to this company. But you know what makes me sad, you guys? Is I didn't have a coach. The program that I purchased was TurboFire. And I know that I could have been a free lead for someone. And they never called me. I didn't know what Shakeology was about. I was on my own. I love the programs. I mean, here I am today, and I swear by it. But don't be that coach, please. Like, show up for the mom like me who didn't know any better, who was eating the chicken and broccoli, who didn't have a superfood shake to keep her healthy, to keep her hair from falling out because she was nursing so many babies all at the same time and running around in circles and didn't have any idea what personal development was. Please be that coach that shows up for your leads. Just try. So that aside, that's me. That's how I was introduced to Beachbody, and through miracles, I got this position here to be able to work with you guys. And I have to tell you, thank you so much for being an inspiration to me. Like, in doing what you guys are doing every single day, you absolutely inspire the choices and the inspiration that I have in making my life. So thank you, coaches, from the bottom of my heart. You absolutely influence my life day after day. So now I know we're going to talk about Road to Elite. Yes, we're going to do a little shift here, okay? So Road to Elite. Elite, as Brooke said, and there's my dog, Percy. Oh, isn't he cute? Road to Elite. Elite is the highest accolade that you can hold within Beachbody, okay? So what this means is that we have a recognition program and we have a compensation program. Recognition is definitely more with the elite base, because we're gonna love on you like nobody's business. When there's a new product that comes out like Bevy or any new seasonal flavor, our elite coaches get it before even corporate does, okay? We send everything to you guys first. Like whenever there's an event or whatever, it's elite coaches, they get first pick. Elite coaches, they get first pick. That's so absolutely, we're gonna love on you. We're gonna give you all kinds of prizes, all kinds of special treatment, the works, okay? So it absolutely shows what kind of coach you are, what kind of dedication you and your team have when you're an elite coach. So what it is it shows that you're a very well-rounded coach. It shows that you know how to hit Success Club and help people. It shows that you know how to recruit coaches and be a leader. And it shows that you know how to duplicate that within your own team. So I'm gonna break this down, okay? And I will preface this by saying, Doug, if you guys know Doug Moss, Brooke, you know him, like God bless, he's amazing, okay? He will teach you this program forwards and backwards, but it still took me 6 months to get it, okay? Of being oriented within the company and hearing it day after day after day all the time. So if you don't quite understand something, let it kind of knock around in your head and then ask questions, okay? And then the next time you hear it, it's gonna catch a little bit. And then it's gonna catch a little bit more. And then one day you're gonna be like, oh, now it makes sense. So please, 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 no pressure. Just like I said, let it go in one ear, kind of knock around, and then let it go out the other ear, okay? If you have questions, I know Brooke knows it forwards and backwards. I know it forwards and backwards. We're here for you. We will answer your questions. Because when you read the FAQ, a lot of times it's like, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? You guys know. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay, perfect, Brooke. You took a screenshot. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through it. First of all, we have 3 categories. When you look in your back office, okay, and you see that little chart that says Road to Elite, Brooke knows what I'm talking about, right? You guys all do. So when you look at that chart in the back, there's APV, which is Acquisition Personal Volume, okay? The second category that you're gonna pay attention to is PSSC, which means Personally Sponsored Success Club. That means your coaches that you personally sponsor and they're hitting Success Club, okay? I'm gonna explain all of these in a minute. Then the third thing that you're going to pay attention to is, I think it's called PSSCN plus one. I don't know. I call it SC plus one. It's the one, it's got the plus one with it, okay? It's got a SC plus one, okay? Those 3 categories are the important ones that you need to pay attention to, because those are the only 3 categories that matter with your Road to Elite points. Let me say that again. Those are the only 3 categories where you can get the Road to Elite points. Those are your leadership points. When you talk about getting team leader, team builder, premier, and elite, those are the 3 categories where you're going to earn those points. Everybody with me? Yes? Okay. Now, when you look on the bottom line, it's going to say something like elite ranking points. Is that what it says, Brooke? Elite ranking points. I think that's what it says. So those points come in 25 chunks, 25 point chunks, okay? So a lot of coaches think if I can just advance 3 success starters or advance 2 diamonds, I'm elite because I have 25 point chunks. This category actually has nothing to do with those points, okay? We're talking about 2 completely separate buckets. The bucket where your elite ranking points go, that helps to decide where you are ranked within the company. So your team right now is in, I'm sure you're within the top 200, easy. Are you even in the top 100, I think?
I think we're like 120.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so awesome. Those elite ranking points, that's what it's going to affect, is the 120, 500, 3,000, whatever. So you guys need to be really proud of yourself. That means you're hitting success starter. That means you guys are advancing. So that's a big freaking deal. That's something to be really proud of. But just remember, they're two separate buckets, okay? The hard work and the grit and where you get your hands dirty is those three categories. So let's break them down, okay? Again, this is where you kind of listen to it and you're like, kind of, okay, got it, and then just let it go, okay? And if you have questions, please, please, please ask, okay? There's no stupid questions, only the ones you don't ask. So APV, acquisition personal volume, okay? That's what it stands for. This is your current year coaches and customers. Any purchase they make has PV associated with it, okay? Any 500 PV points that you get from your new coaches and customers, that gets you 1 elite point, 1 leadership point, okay? So a lot of coaches ask me, how do I track this? There's really no report that says, I want to see all my 2020 coaches and customers. What are they purchasing? There's no report like that. Don't ask me why. I'm not in charge of the reports, because if I was, I'd be like, let's just have this report. We need it. Again, I just work here. So the best way to figure this one out is make sure you're hitting Success Club. And I'm going to say 10 to 20. Okay. If you're hitting Success Club 10 to 20, that means you're bringing people on, and that means you have enough coaches and customers to cover that 500. Okay. And also, retention is the name of the game on this one. Think, for example, if you have a coach or 4 or 5 coaches that come on in January, even customers, and they come on with you and you say, okay, it's January, we're going to commit to making this the healthiest year of your life. That equals 12 orders of Shakeology, 12 orders of recovery, 12 orders of Energize. Whatever it is that they have on HD, you need to make sure that they're going to commit to making this the healthiest year of their life. This is going to help you with the APV, because the coaches and the customers from January, they still count in December. So if you have January's coaches and they get their HD again in February, and then you have your February coaches, well, January and February count in March. And you see how it snowballs? So retention is the name of the game. And I'm going to be really frank with you guys, because if you're just eking by with SC5, we're talking about being an elite team, okay? If you want your team to be elite, you need to think bigger than 3 people a month, okay? You absolutely cannot have that scarcity mindset. So if you're like, I can hit SC5 every single month, SC6, that's great. We're talking about the highest accolade within this business. So you have to think that way. You have to run your team as though it's part of that, as though you're part of less than 1% of this company. So any questions about APV, or do you want me to hold them till the end? Doesn't matter. Any questions on APV?
No, maybe as we go, since they are so like.
Right, yeah. It is kind of like, well, what questions do you guys have? It's volume, not dollars. That's another distinction you need to make. 500 PV, like personal volume, not dollars. Seriously, no dumb questions.
This isn't about the APV, but can you repeat what the 3 categories are that matter?
Absolutely, yes. APV, acquisition personal volume. PSSC, personally sponsored Success Club. And then the SC plus 1. So on here it says, it's so ridiculous. New PS with 1 plus SC points. So I just say SC plus 1. Ain't nobody got time for all that stuff.
Perfect.
Okay, anything else with APV or any other questions yet?
I guess I just want to like tack on, like, to this day, I don't understand like all of it either. Like, to hit elite, you don't have to know the ins and outs or like that, just so you guys know, like, this isn't, I have to understand all of these things. Like this is just a guideline of like, okay, that is important to my business, you know, and like Mary said, for the recognition part of it. So like, don't get overwhelmed by this. Just be an open ear. So thank you, Mary. You're rocking it.
Thank you. So absolutely, to echo what Brooke said, 100%. And you guys have to remember, that's what you have us for. Now, if I were to look at Brooke's points and I notice she's low on APV, that's when I say, girlfriend, we need a plan. And that's when I come in with my calculator, bleep, blop, bloop, and we break down just how much we need in sales, how much we need in whatever it is, okay? So please, please know, like, that's my job. My job is to know the ins and outs. So this is good. It's to get like a nice feel for it so that you're not scared and you're empowered with the knowledge. But if you still have questions and you're like, I don't really know, ask me, okay? That's what we're here for. Now, APV is over everybody's head. Like, seriously, don't even get hung up on it, okay? I will say typically it's the category that is hit the first, and people typically don't have to worry about it. So that's what I'm saying. If you have SC goals that are between 10 and 20, you typically don't ever have to worry about it. So don't get hung up on it. Just let it like roll off your back. Like I said, if I look at your report and I notice something weird, I'm going to say something about it. Okay. So don't worry about it, but just ask questions. Okay. So personally sponsored Success Club. This one's kind of fun because this is where you get to be a leader, and it kind of gamifies in my head. So let's see if I can say this right, because I don't want to confuse you. Every time your personally sponsored coach from last year or this year hits Success Club, you get 1 point. So you recruited me last year and you recruited Brooke this year. Well, we both hit Success Club. Now you get 2 points. But wait, there's more. You hit Success Club too. Now it doubles. Now you have 4 points. Okay? Easy peasy, just like that. There's questions. If you hit Success Club, but none of your other coaches do, you get 0. You don't get any points for you hitting Success Club by yourself. It has to be a coach from last year or this year. So that gets a little sketch when you're in year 3 and above, because then you have coaches that will still hit Success Club, but they don't count. So a lot of times, like a spouse account, you know, when they're hitting Success Club and they've been there for 3 or 4 years, well, they don't count. Okay. So just remember, whenever coaches come on, it's important. You have to make this part of your culture. You have to make sure that people are helping people. Success Club, really, when you're just starting out, you help one person every 10 days. Have you ever thought about it like that? One person every 10 days. You can totally do that. Heck, you guys are the leaders. You're hitting SC 10 to 20 every month. So you can definitely teach your people how to hit SC 5, right? So I'm trying to think of other common questions that come with this one. Are there any questions with PSSE? This is pretty straightforward. So as we're looking at this, when we go into the first of the year and you tell me, Mary, I want to hit Success Club. And I'm going to break this down for you, and your mind's going to be freaking blown, okay? When you start out in January, I'm going to say you need to get 2 to 3 coaches on your team hitting Success Club every single month. That's it, plus yourself. If you do that, you'll max out this category. 2 to 3 coaches that were personally sponsored by you. That's it. Do you feel like you can do that? Heck yeah, that's it. Okay, so any other questions there? Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. We can come back to it if there's any questions. Okay, so then with the PS plus 1, I'm sorry, the SC plus 1, all the letters, guys, all the letters, it's so crazy. Okay, personally sponsored plus 1. This one also has to do with Success Club, but it's only a new coach that has, in their first month, they only have to get 1 point. Okay. And when we say first month, it's the month that they signed up plus the whole next month. So the month that they sign up, it doesn't matter if they sign up on the 1st or the 31st. They get that current month that says signed up in, and then the whole next month. So some coaches get lucky enough to get 2 months, some coaches get a month and a half, and some only get 1. And that's just the way it is. So they just have to get 1 point. So with this one, when that happens, you get 1 leadership point. Okay. So with this one, what I would say is make it a habit of saying, who's going to do this with you? Who's going to, this is a phrase that I love. I don't know if I heard it from somebody here, but find your goal friend. Don't you love that? Like, hey girlfriend, hey goal friend. I just love it. So who's going to be your goal friend? I'm going to be your coach. I'm going to keep you accountable, but who's going to be on this journey with you? Bring them on. Make sure that you have somebody that's going to link arms with you. Get your best friend doing this with you. Boom, Success Club point. Boom, elite point for you. Okay. So, I mean, and that one's the third one. So any questions there? Okay, now point breakdown. I'm gonna actually, am I able to share my screen? It says it's disabled. It's okay, I don't need to. Because what it's fine, don't worry about it. I just want to tell you guys, I'm looking at FAQ 8079. FAQ 8079. That's the road to elite, okay? So that's what I'm looking at right now. And I'm scrolling down to the chart where it has the APV, how to earn leadership points. So for team leader, it's 25 points. Remember, that's the 3 categories. I'm sorry, for team builder, team leader is 50. Premier is 75, and elite is 50. Keep in mind that there's caps, okay? There's caps on all of these categories. For APV, it's 50. For PSSC, the personally sponsored success club, it's 50. And for the SC plus 1, it's 25, okay? So can you go over those caps? Absolutely, you can go over those caps. And that's also going to contribute to your Elite 10 ranking. Remember that second bucket that has the 25-point chunks? When you go over the caps, everything goes in that bucket with the 25-point chunks, and it affects your rankings, okay? So the more that you have above and beyond the caps, it helps you move up in the company. But if you don't have the minimums, then that doesn't count towards your elite. You have to mind the caps. So you can't have 105 APV and be an elite coach. You definitely have to have the minimums. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, okay, perfect. So that, guys, is elite in a nutshell. So again, it's a lot. I know you feel like you've been fed by a fire hose. I was gonna have like cute graphics and like a slideshow and stuff, but I find that sometimes confuses people. So if you need further clarification, 100% ask me, ask Brooke. That's great. I do want to kind of touch on, there was a question asked earlier about building simultaneously for rank and income. Okay, a lot of coaches will ask me how to do that. And the short answer is, it depends. And I know that sucks because everybody wants like, just tell me how to do it. So it really depends. And you guys are incredibly blessed to have an amazing upline. And I'm sure you're getting volume from her. And even if you're not, she's there to support you, okay? So a lot of times being able to build for rank and income can happen simultaneously. But if you're like some people, like I've seen some of Holly Hillier's coaches, and they have, and I'm not even trying to play, they have like 6 digits, 6, 7 digits carryover on one leg. And they're trying their darndest to like get 4 digits on the other side for volume and just like team cycle bonus, okay? If it's like that, you're probably gonna be at like 5-star for quite a while. And you'll probably be happy there because you're making a lot of team cycle bonuses. So short answer, it depends on what your organization looks like. And if you have a really heavy leg with a lot of carryover volume, here's the tactic that I use, that I tell my coaches to use. I tell them to reserve those spots, okay? And I use quotey fingers. Reserve the spots on your strong leg for the people that are actually gonna work. Now, those spaces on that side, you need to interview and interview and interview again. And make sure that if that person gets that spot, they're going to at least be diamond. So as we're talking about rank, when you guys rank advanced, you have to have balances, right? So for 2-star, it's 1 and 1. We know that. For 3-star, or even up to 4-star, it can be 1 and 3. But the ones that you have to remember are, so 1, 5. So 2-star is 1 and 1, 5-star is 2 and 3. Then it doesn't matter again until 10-star. And then it's 5 and 5. And then 15-star can be 5 and 10. Okay. So you can keep it as balanced or as unbalanced as you want. But if you have a really strong leg, you're going to interview those people and you're going to say, look, I have this really strong leg. And this is where you can kind of talk like the nitty gritty money part of it. Because if you're going to offer this position to them, you know they're going to end up in the same spot you're in, where they have a really heavy leg, right? So you're going to say, this spot isn't worth it for you if you're not willing to build, okay? This is what this spot means for you. So make sure that they're going to be a worker, and that way you can set it and forget it. That's kind of the goal that I want you to have. Now, if your spouse is over there, your extra account and your second CBC, awesome. You are set. You're going to make tons of team cycle bonuses because you're going to build your second CBC and you're going to use that volume twice. And if the other side, you want to get that going, okay, perfect. Let's put 5 stars over there. Awesome. Because you can build all the way to 9-star with 2 and 7. It's pretty rad. So like I said, we really have to look at it, break it down and see what's going on. But the way that you're going to build to income is the volume. You're going to want to, the goal is to have 2 to 1 or even, okay? So if you have a really heavy leg, you're going to want a bunch of leaders on the other side as much as you can, okay? And if it's even, you're going to want to go back and forth. And the other thing that I will say about this is when you're building for income, you're going to have to revisit it quarterly. So look at it, come up with a plan, say like, okay, well, I'm going to place under my second CBC for a while, and then we'll kind of see what happens after a couple months. And then after that, you're going to look and see and like, okay, is this my money spot now? Is this my money spot? Again, that's why I'm here. Okay, I can help you draw that out. Brooke can help you draw that out. And I don't know why, but husbands love that stuff. Like, right? So we draw things that look like molecules and they're like, yeah, oh, and what if we do this? And then, oh yeah. And then you're going to hear them say like, babe, we're leaving so much money on the table. And then all of a sudden they have passion around this. Cool. Okay. I swear it's like magic. I don't have any idea why. So that's what we're here for. And it's not one of those things where you can just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do this for my whole life. And I'm just going to set preferred placement and it's done. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Look at it, dig into it, get your hands dirty, empower yourself with how the compensation plan works. It's your business. You have to know where that money is coming from. You have to know what drives that income, okay? You need to tell your partner, your business partner, your husband, whoever it is, you need to present it like a business and respect it like a business because it is, okay? I get all fired up because I'm like, I know you guys are successful and I want you to be happy about that. I want you to own it, okay? Hi, Cassie. Yay. Any questions, guys? I know that was a question that was asked earlier today from me and Brooke chatting, but what else do you want me to cover as far as like the elite plan or any other questions at all? You're so quiet.
No, this team usually, I think a lot of, there's a lot of mix between like newer coaches and coaches that have been around for a while. So I think some of it is over, I think so. Yeah. You know, it's hitting everyone at different spots.
I totally get it. And like I said, it can be overwhelming. At the end of the day, help people. That's it. Like from me and my journey, I would have like, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had 3 little kids. I would have killed for this community, you guys. So at the end of the day, do your stuff. Show up for your people. And Brooke, the last category was SC+1, I think that's the one.
Yeah, and I wrote it too. If you scroll up, oh, I guess you said I'll send it to you, Brooke. Yeah,
Okay.
all three of them. And
Sure.
like last year when we hit it, like I didn't know any of this stuff. Like but like that mindset of what Mary just said, like you just help everybody. It doesn't matter if they're a brand new coach who signed up yesterday or a coach who's been around with me for 3 years, like you help them. Like that's all you do. Like you just help people and you get your coaches moving because like that's what I love about the Road to Elite. It's just making you build a sustainable business. Because if like that just means all your coaches are helping people. So don't get caught up when, oh, like I loved how Mary and I had a one-on-one back in March and we were just chatting. She's like, oh, you're low in the SC+1. So like that meant like I wasn't getting a lot of my newer coaches hitting Success Club, at least one Success Club point in like their first month. So I was like, okay, a little bit of a shift, but that doesn't mean I disregard every other thing that I'm doing. It's just like, okay, like I need to make sure that I'm encouraging them. Like it's 1 point, like they should be doing that if they're telling me they want to build a business and helping people. So how can I help them do that? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. Like just help. That's what it all comes back to. But I know some of you do like the breakdown of it all.
Absolutely. Some people are really, really numbers oriented and other people are just like, I can't tell you how many coaches are like, I didn't even know what Elite was until you called me. And I'm like, well, let me tell you. And then they've ended up Elite. You know, it's so crazy. So an easy way to think about this, numbers aside, is you become a successful coach doing 3 things. Number 1, you hit Success Club 100% all the time, always. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number 1 is it's an amazing indicator of what you're doing. It's an amazing metric. It's a measurable metric. Okay. So I talk to people just like I tell my coaches to talk to people, okay? And I mean coaches wise. So I work with people who are working, okay? If I have a coach that comes to me, even if she's a 6-star and she's like, well, I haven't hit Success Club in a while, you know, maybe here and there. I'm like, cool, we'll hit it and then we'll talk again. So I spend my time with the working, and the reason why is because I can see that you're actually changing lives. I can see that you're putting work in, that you're having conversations, that you're actually changing the world, okay? It's a measurable metric, and I can tell that there's absolutely a result surrounding that, okay? The second thing that you do is recruit coaches. So number 1, hit Success Club. Number 2, recruit coaches. So talk about the business. In this world today, there are so many people that need what we have, even if it's $50 a month, okay? Even if it's whatever it is, they need what we have. And I've heard so many stories lately, and I know you guys have too, that this business has kept their family afloat, that it has gotten them through these hard times. And not just money-wise, but personal development. They knew they didn't have to give up. They knew that they were gonna succeed. And they knew they were going to make it. This business has saved so many families and so many lives. So that's the second thing, recruit coaches. Don't be scared to talk about the business. Don't be that coach that decides for them. Oh, they don't want this. Really? Did they tell you that? Did they tell you they didn't want it? Because why would you make that decision for them? It's just like Ashley Molstead said at Summit, you have the gas, right? You're driving down the road, somebody's out of gas, you got a thing of gas in the back car, you stop and you offer it. It's up to them if they take it or not you. You have a gift. That's all it is. So don't think you're salesy or whatever. Do what feels right and inviting for you. If you feel like it's icky, it probably is. Say it a different way. Not a big deal. Have confidence in what you're doing. This is an amazing company. It's like the best. Okay. And we're just starting our world domination tour, right? Wonder who's next. Okay, so number 1, you hit Success Club. Number 2, recruit coaches. Third thing, you help those new coaches hit Success Club. Duplication, okay? That's all it is. If you're doing these things, you're on the road to Elite. Then when I talk to you, like I talked to Brooke, I'm like, oh, maybe you should shift here a little bit, right? That's honestly, that's all it was. She was like, oh, okay. And now guess what? You guys are locked in elite. Okay? So really, do your crap. You don't have to have a million trainings. You don't have to be an information hoarder. You got to do the things. That's all it is. We have the products, we have the help. You have an amazing upline. You have this amazing sisterhood. You guys are going places and there's enough success to go around. Oh, and little baby boys in his jammy pants. Haley, I love it. There are two things that will derail me from calls. It's babies and puppies. Any one of those and I'm done. And I'm a boy mom, so hard.
I think most of our kids are asleep, or we'd have them all on top of us, as you know.
I love it. Yeah, mine are, let's see, it's only 7:40 here, so we still got a minute. But this guy's sacked out.
Amir, you're in Utah, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So mountain time. Any questions, guys? Please don't be scared to ask me questions, but I understand if you're like, wow.
My question is like, so yeah, I feel like you wrapped it up in those last three things, but it's like, okay, I'm a brand new coach, or like I'm a coach, you know, what is like your number one tip if like you're just a coach getting started? Like there's so many overwhelming things. Would it be like what you just shared, or would it be something else? Just curious.
I feel like consistency is key, right? And I feel like here's the thing. Here's what I wish every coach would hear. And I mean like, not just, oh, okay, I heard what you said. I mean like, I wish they could hear it. Like, hear me when I say this to you. Keep it simple. Guys, you want to make this so much harder than it is. I see it every single day. Oh, but what if I did this? And what if I did this? And what if, blah, blah, blah. No. Keep it simple. Get your tracker. Do the tracker. That's all you got to do. Do the tracker, talk to the people. That's it. And do it every day. And then you can get complicated after that, okay? But you got to have the people, you got to fill the funnel first, right? And your coaches, like your new coaches, they don't really even know what a funnel is. That's why you have to say, here's your tracker, here's your memory jogger. Let's talk about all these people in your memory jogger. Who did you know in high school? Who's on LinkedIn? Who, you know, whatever. That's your warm market, guys. It's not hard. And guess what? They're going to say no. Awesome. Like, we know that. Don't be scared of the yes. If they say yes, like, cool, let's do a workout together. That's all it is. We've done the hard work for you. We've made all of the schedules and all of the programs. All you got to say is like, hey, here's a sugar card. Sign it all up. Welcome to my group. Consistency. Keep it simple. That's what I would say. Because I've seen that over and over and over again. The coaches that are the most successful, and you can ask every single one of them, they all have trackers. All of them. Melanie Mitro has a tracker. Moira Kusaba has a tracker. They've perfected it, and now they published it because it works. Do the tracker. So that's what I wish every coach could like really hear is like, don't complicate it. It's just not that complicated. Your job is making best friends. Honestly.
Amen to that. It feels that way.
Yeah, it really does. Like I know, guys, all my friends are boys. Seriously, I train with guys. They all have wives, and so I can't hang out with them on the weekends. If I didn't have you guys, I wouldn't have girlfriends. Like, no freaking lie. So like I need this business, and I'm not even a coach. I need you guys.
Awesome. Okay. Does anyone else, we have Mary, like she works with everybody. Is any, like, it doesn't have to be Road to Elite related. It could be, I'm throwing that out there. Like,
yeah, anything guys.
Anything. What do you want to know?
So I will tell you, it's fine. No, that's cool. You can message me. So just to let you guys know, as you get further along in the business, as you advance at Diamond, I'll just tell you like the road, the milestones. At Diamond, you get to work with Kevin Shaw. Kevin Shaw has a Diamond group that he has different trainings in, different units that you can do, and he helps you get to 1-star Diamond. Now, when you go 1-star Diamond, that's when you get people like me that are your regional managers, okay? So I'm over the Central, we have Northeast, Southeast, there's a Great Lakes region, and then there's West. So make sure that you know who your person is, so that you can chat with them. And I suggest that when you go into 1-star Diamond, go ahead and hit them up. Because a lot of times, yes, Johnny on, he's pretty fun. A lot of times I want to reach out to my 1-star Diamonds, but there's so many that are in qual at one time that it's like you almost don't know who's like, I hate to say this, like who's worth it. I mean, I know that's bad, but if it's like, oh, I didn't know it was in 1-star qual, it's kind of an accident, or it's like pretty shaky or whatever. So I will pick you up at 1-star when you're done with your qual. And then I help you get on to 2-star and above. So, yes. Awesome.
Okay, Mary, I do
Don't
have
be
one
scared.
question before you.
Oh, go ahead. Don't be scared to reach out to Kevin. He's amazing.
Okay, we're approaching the last part of the year, like last quarter is quickly approaching. I know we're still in third quarter, but like what? So I'm like, there's not a lot. I would say there's probably like 5 to 10 girls who are shooting for Premier, like they're shooting for Elite, or, you know, they're just shooting to end the year strong. I don't know. Is there any like thing, like how do you encourage to like rally your team to push? It's like, guys, there's still a lot of month left. Any advice towards that as this all kinds of, I mean, I know it's still August, but it's like, it is happening soon.
Right. Great question. Because a lot of times it's hard to share your vision without sounding selfish or without thinking you sound selfish, right? Like, I want to hit Premier. I want to hit Elite. Guys, no. Like, the reason you got this call was because Brooke's Elite, because she's a hard worker, right? So you get those benefits as well. And statistically speaking, if you are like a personally sponsored of an Elite or Premier, you're that many more times likely to be more successful yourself. So that's something that you can share with your coaches. Another thing is, like, guys, this is a team goal. Share your vision and kind of be accountable to your team and say, this is what it means for me and my family, and this is what I want it to mean for you and yours, right? You're always going to attach some sort of incentive, whether it's a diamond retreat or matching hoodies or whatever it is, and then break it down a little bit more, okay? So as Brooke was talking, I was paying attention, and she said, you have to qualify. This is the last week. Well, it also happens to be the last week of the bonus qual, right? So if you're holding from now for 6 weeks, Brooke then gets the bonus, right? Your team gets the 5-star bonus. So that's very strategic. And then after that hold, you now have a diamond retreat. So you get loved on. And let me tell you, I've been to a couple diamond retreats and y'all do it right. Like spoiled rotten. So jealous. So freaking jealous. So that's a huge incentive it would be for me. Like I wouldn't even care about the bonus. The reason I would care about it is because it pays for me to get pampered, right? So make sure that your team knows, okay, you hold for 6 weeks, boom, we got our goal. We can pull back a little bit. We can hit the cruise control button for just a minute, ride that momentum. Then guess what? These are the next 6 weeks we're going to hold again. Okay. So break it down for them. Like, honestly, some people don't want to hold diamond forever. They don't want to hold a 1-star forever. And guess what? That doesn't mean anything to you. Like, that's fine. If we can align the stars and hold for 6 weeks and you tell them that, it makes it way more like, oh, okay, the whole team is holding this 6 weeks. This is what's in it for me. This is what's in it for us as a team. Now we can move on, right? Now we can do whatever we're going to do. And you are going to have those people that say, I really do like being diamond. I think I want 2-star. And they're going to start running, because also as a coach, I think it's very wise for you to hold that 6 weeks and then go back with your coaches who were kind of shaky but did you a favor, right, for the 6 weeks, and say, all right, let's look at your volume. What did your volume do? Let's look at your conversations. Are you having more residual conversations that are leading to a higher paycheck? How do you feel about that? Is that something that you want to continue doing? Guess what? Like, people typically do this full time at 2-star. What does that look like for you? You know, so it opens up that door for more conversations without you being like, you have to hold diamond all the time. It's just, hey, give me 6 weeks. That's it. Just give me 6 weeks. And flash sales make that real easy. Yeah. See, Brooks, she's a smart girl. She knows all these tactics. She knows. I see you, girl. But it helps you guys too, because guess what? Your paycheck's going to go up too. Your funnel is going to get more full too. All around, it's helping everyone. So that's what I would say with rallying your team. Make a plan, make a calendar that shows those 6 weeks and say, hey man, like this last quarter is going to get kind of rough. And we all know that. Like October, November, December, they can get rough. But if you can make a plan for it and you can rally your team and say, hey, I need these coaches, this many coaches to hit Success Club. I need this much volume each month. Then you can plan for it and you can tell them, include them, they're your business partners. And then you can decide, okay, this is what it means for our team. It's not just me, it's we. I'm losing my light real fast, aren't I?
I know we're approaching an hour, so.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done.
Clearly, Mary, crazy. Oh, love it though. But we do want to respect your time, and you've given us so much stuff. Inhale, and we just need to think on it. Breathe it in.
Ask me questions, guys. Hit me up. Thank you so much for having me and spending your time with me. You could be anywhere else on a Monday night. Is it Monday? It is Monday. I think. Oh, Lord. Anyway, you could be anywhere else tonight, but you decided to spend it with us, and I am so grateful.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Same to you, Mary. You could be anywhere, and I know, you don't have to be doing this, and we appreciate everything that you have given us tonight. So make it a good one. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thank you.